In a quaint little town nestled between rolling hills, the Johnson family was known for their warm smiles and lively gatherings. Their home, with 3 playful children and a flourishing garden, radiated joy. But one rainy evening, that joy was shattered. The children, who had gone out to play, did not return when the sun set. As darkness fell, worry rippled through the town like wildfire. Inside, Mrs. Johnson paced the living room, her heart heavy with dread. "Where could they be?" she murmured, casting anxious glances out the window into the wet, dreary night. Every minute felt like an eternity, and fear settled deeper in her thoughts. When night fully descended, Mr. Johnson rallied the neighbors. Armed with flashlights, their beams slicing through the gloom, they called out the children's names, their voices echoing through the eerie silence. As the search intensified, a shadowy figure appeared in the distance, a tall, enigmatic silhouette. Who was this stranger, and what did they know about the missing children? A chill crawled down Mr. Johnson's spine. This search felt like more than just looking for his children. It felt as though something darker had crept into their peaceful town. As the figure drew closer, the townsfolk grew silent, their breath hitching in their throats. It was a tall man, draped in a long coat, his face hidden beneath the brim of a wide hat. He stopped just outside the reach of their flashlights. "I might know something about your children," he said, his voice gravelly and unsettling. His words lingered in the air like an ominous fog, causing a ripple of unease among the crowd. Mrs. Johnson stepped forward, desperation in her voice. "Please, if you know anything, tell us," she pleaded, barely able to contain her fear. The stranger gave a slow nod and pointed toward the edge of the woods. They were last seen near the old well. Few dare to go there, day or night. At the mention of the well, a cold shiver passed through the group. Stories of its curse were deeply ingrained in their collective memory. "What do you mean?" Mr. Johnson demanded, his voice tight with tension. "What happened there?" The man said nothing more. He turned and began to walk slowly back into the woods, his figure gradually fading into the night. The neighbors exchanged glances, fear clouding their eyes. Should they follow this mysterious figure, or remain behind and wait? Then, faintly, almost too faint to believe, a giggle echoed from the depths of the forest. It sounded like the laughter of children. Mr. Johnson's resolve solidified. Whatever danger lay ahead, they couldn't abandon their children. Without a word, he led the group toward the woods, hearts pounding with equal parts fear and hope. As they ventured deeper into the forest, each crunch of leaves underfoot seemed deafening in the stillness. The moon bathed the trees in pale light, casting long shadows that danced eerily in the breeze. The haunting laughter grew louder, pulling them further into the dark. "Does anyone else hear that?" a neighbor whispered, her voice trembling. The others nodded, fear gripping them as the playful giggles echoed through the trees like a sinister melody. At last, they reached the old well. Its stone walls were weathered and overgrown with vines, an ancient relic in the heart of the forest. The air felt thick with an unnatural stillness, as if the very forest was holding its breath. They all felt it. The well was no ordinary place. Mr. Johnson's heart raced as the stranger's warning echoed in his mind. Children who played too close to the well were said to disappear, swallowed by whispers of the forgotten. He took a step back, dread filling his chest. What if the laughter they had been hearing wasn't from his children at all? Then, from the corner of their vision, the man appeared again, his shadow flickering at the edge of the clearing. Was he leading them to the truth, or to something far more dangerous? With trepidation, they approached the well, knowing that what lay beneath could reveal the fate of their children, or something far more terrifying. The night was far from over, and the truth, however grim, awaited them.